Hello, 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 beautiful souls. I hope you are having a wonderful day today. I thought I would come and talk today about something that's really important to me, and it's how to connect with nature and Gaia, Mother Gaia, Mother Earth, whatever words you like to use, the nature spirits, the water spirits, spirits of the land. These are great ways to both give offerings as well as, different ways you can work with nature to help you with whatever it is you're working through at this present moment. A lot of these are pretty much free or low cost because, that's the way I do things. You don't need much to do magic, to work with nature. So without further ado, let's get into it. So one of my favorite ways to do, to give an offering is to actually take things that don't belong in the land. So when I'm out for my swims, when I'm out for walks and hikes, I try to keep a poop bag with me to actually pick up trash along the walk, because, that stuff shouldn't be out there, and it is always something that I feel is very appreciated from the energies around me. Another great way is through song and dance. You do not have to be good at it. It is honestly the intention that matters most here. Just let whatever comes naturally come. If you want to put on a song on your phone and jam out, if you have a rain drum, I still want to get one soon. Whatever instrument you like to play, if you just like to do vocals, hum, whistle, whatever you have to give is always appreciated. It is, the reason behind doing it that matters most. Take a moment, send your energy out, say out loud, this is an offering, I hope you appreciate it, and just have fun with it, play, because a lot of nature spirits are very playful, and it's lots of fun. Sometimes I like to blow a little bit of bubbles and just get that giddy energy out. It's kind of like quality time together. Like, how would you enjoy spending time with a loved one in nature, or a younger version of yourself? What kinds of things would you do? And share that energy with what's around you. Spend that time and enjoy it, even if it's just taking a moment to put your feet in the grass, put your hands on the bark of the tree, and just send happy thoughts. Share a memory. Another thing I like to physically leave as an offering is things that you can find in nature. That way it's not going to disrupt the ecosystem or mess anything up too much. Honestly, I don't know a ton about that, but things I like to leave are feathers. So if it's a place where you would find like geese, you could leave a goose feather, for example. I like to leave sometimes rocks, as long as they don't have like a polish on them, or shells, because those do biodegrade too. Sometimes I will burn incense, just making sure to bring the garbage with me. And honestly, those are some of my favorite ways to do it. I practice these kinds of things quite often. Sometimes I'll also just sit outside and meditate in the grass, on a rock, in the water, and just feel that connection growing with what is around me. And ways I like to, receive in return or work with the energy, is a lot of times I will use it to release what is, I'm struggling with, whether it's pain, whether it's fear, whether it's a past version of myself or trauma. Now, if I am doing things like cord cuttings, that's a great way to do work with nature as well. You can hold on to a rock, set your intentions, whatever it is you're trying to release into that rock, throw it into the water, and imagine that connection being severed. It's a much faster way to do the spell, and it can be just as powerful and useful, because you're also working with the nature spirits. You can ask beforehand, please, help me release this, cut these bonds that no longer serve me. I always say, use whatever words come to you intuitively. You are the one in charge of your own magic. You're the witch or whatever term you like to use. And, you know, you decide if something feels more right for you, go with that. You can also use this sort of practice to cut ties with past versions of yourself. Say there is a pattern that you have reoccurring where you struggle with one particular thing, you know, that specific thing, maybe it's a fear of being seen, you know, that probably had a purpose, as a reason it's there, that might have protected you at other stages in your life or even past lives. So that did have a purpose. And so when you're releasing or cutting those bonds of something from yourself, you want to make sure to thank it, because it was useful and, you know, it had helped you and you didn't need it at times. That's why it was there in the first place. But something like, thank you for being here, thank you for keeping me safe, but I no longer need you right now. You're preventing me from stepping forward and holding me in a past part. Thank you, but I now release you and, you know, do your cord cutting. You can also, instead of, you know, you might not have water near you, instead of throwing a rock into water, you could do this by breaking a stick if you find one on the ground, and just imagine as you break the stick in half, whatever it is, the bond, the tie, it's being, you're snapping that in half, and throw one piece in one direction and the other piece in the other direction, and, you know, you're splitting that bond apart. You know, nature is also good for things like abundance. You know, there are an abundance of needles on a pine tree, an abundance of leaves, an abundance of blades of grass. Any, you know, thing that you can find in nature, whether it's peace, whether it's joy, you know, the properties of spell ingredients, those things can help you. You can collect spell ingredients. Now, if you're collecting spell ingredients from nature, I advise you do this like in a way that's not going to be too harmful. I like to say, like, just take a very small amount. Like if you're grabbing a certain type of leaf off a tree, like don't take a whole giant branch or find some on the ground, or, you know, take a little bit from here or there kind of thing. That way you're not disrupting the ecosystem too much. But again, that's just how I do it. You do what works for you. I do have a list because I wanted to make sure not to forget things. Some things you can ask nature spirits to help with, or Mother Earth, is if you're looking for a new home or for safety, it's really good at providing that, because it is that. It is home, it is earth, it is like where we all return to. It is a safe space. So, you know, giving an offering and saying, you know, this is something that I would like, here is my offering. I'm working with the energies that way. There's so many more ways you can both give offerings and receive help from nature spirits, Mother Earth, Gaia, whatever terms you like to use. But these are honestly some of my favorites. While you've probably thought or heard of some of these, hopefully used some in the past, I really hope that there are some new ones. And if you have more, definitely share them in the comments, because this is how we grow, this is how we help each other, and I really would love to build that up in the comments. And I'm always looking for new ways myself too, so hopefully there are some ways out there that I haven't seen or heard of yet that I can try too. Until next time, thank you for being here. I appreciate you, and I am grateful that you exist. Have an amazing rest of your day.